Some people would say this revolution is characterized by the fight of robots against human beings. And we will win this fight.
Professor Klaus Schwab was born in 1938 in Ravensburg, Germany, where Nazi crimes against humanity were committed. His father, Eugene Wilhelm Schwab, was the managing director of Escher Weiss Ravensburg, a company that used slave labor to manufacture weapons of war for the Third Reich. While Klaus's father was at the helm, the Nazi Party awarded Escher Weiss Ravensburg the title of National Socialist Model Company. Years later, Klaus Schwab joined the board of directors at Escher Weiss Ravensburg, where he played a key role in the development of South Africa's nuclear weapons program during the darkest years of the racist apartheid regime. Today, Klaus Schwab is the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum.
If you'd like to meet the people who are supposed to repair the state of the world, or give a piece of your mind to the bankers who helped get us into this mess, we can tell you where to find a lot of them. The World Economic Forum.
Founded in 1971, the World Economic Forum is an international private organization which receives billions of tax-free dollars from its members and their global enterprises. Every year, the WEF brings together its members with world leaders, big pharma executives, tech titans, Hollywood celebrities, media personalities, and internet influencers to meet in the secluded mountains of Davos, Switzerland.
The World Economic Forum, the elites, through their agencies of the United Nations, they seem to be, I'm not sure what the fixation is with 2030, the Agenda 2030. They've got their plans for changing the way we conduct ourselves on the planet, our lives. Ultimately, I think the elites of the world have looked around and they've decided that the way they'd like to structure our economy and society in the developed world, the Western world, is actually the Chinese model. But what they've never done is never ever dared put that to the people in any ballot or in any manifesto. But that's the direction of travel. And it would appear to me, and it appeared some time ago, that the developments that are very close to fruition in artificial intelligence and robotics are so good, so good, that they feel they don't need 90% of us on the planet any longer to fulfill their needs. It's clear that we have a depopulation agenda around the vaccines, and it will be through repeated pandemics, wars and famines. And everything that they're arranging in the world is to ensure that we have plenty of wars. And we've got a major conflict in Russia, in Ukraine, which could go global at any moment. We've got constant fear of a major engagement with China, possibly over Taiwan, and the Middle East is on fire. So it would be a fully global war. And obviously would be devastating for our people. And on top of that, again in lockstep, governments are making bizarre decisions and legislation which is making it very, very difficult for our farmers to produce food. They're attacking fertilizer. They won't be able to afford to use that. That's going to have devastating effects on crop yields and food production. And then, of course, there'll be terrible death and destruction, and there will be conflict in the part of the world that's absolutely starving. Unless the people stand up, and we need to stand up together around the world, the people who are willing to stand up for the sake of our children and our grandchildren. I mean, the future for humanity is looking very dark.
This Psalms 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Kahala Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bashem Rakakwadash, which are the true Hebrew names of the Most High Father. Yahweh, which is Hebrew for He is, and Yahweh Shai, which is the Hebrew name of the Messiah, which is Hebrew for He is salvation. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 1/3 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the videos we just watched and how these devils that are in rulership right now, the Edomites, which is the biblical name for the so-called Caucasian and Israeli races, they believe that they need to wrap this up. Right? When I say this, I'm talking about the world empire that they've managed to get a hold of. Okay, they now are in control of the world and its resources for the most part through secret alliances, through old world law, and all these different manners of control. Now, they also understand that they're at the cusp of a grand awakening and the imminent return of the Messiah, which they believe they're going to be able to win in a fight against. Now, that being said, because of all these things coming together, what they're doing is they're rushing to push forward their agenda, and that agenda is to bring forward the New World Order. As you just heard in the first video, Klaus Schwab is the appointed leader, or should I say figurehead, of this movement. The real powers is King Charles and the other Edomite kings behind him that you hardly ever hear about, the Habsburgs and all the, the Colonna family, the Pulse family from France. But ultimately, all that you have to know about them is that these are the kings of Edom. They all go back to Esau, okay, making them the Edomites, okay, and these are your 1%, or the elites of society, okay, and they're basically have set up this organization, the World Economic Forum, to be the spearhead, or as the Bible says here, right, the secret arrows that they shoot at the perfect. And who are the perfect? The perfect would be the Israelites, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody whose father's lineage goes back to that bloodline. And the words that they say, these are bitter words. Because why? Well, because they talk about bringing in these 15-minute cities. They call it sustainable development, which really is just a cloaked or veiled systems of control which are going to bring forward their dystopian future. Now, as it tells us here in the scripture, that these devils think that they're doing this in their secret councils and that nobody knows what they're doing, right? They say, like it tells you here, right, who seeth them, okay? And the thing is that God sees them, and God has let us know what is going on. So though these devils may be saying that they're trying to heal the world, they're trying to stop these pandemics, they're trying to, keep the economies running, we understand that these devils are all behind it, that they are orchestrating all these world events to bring forward the chaos and destruction, so that way they can then rebuild the system that they want to bring forward from the ashes. Just like, the phoenix that's, emblazoned upon the UN Council meeting hall, right? The phoenix that rises from the ashes. These devils are not slick. They speak in symbolism, and the world has caught on, and the world can see what they're doing. And that's because ultimately the Lord has given people the sight to see what these devils are doing, and that's because he is revealing these Edomites for what they're doing. This is Jeremiah 15:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation amongst the nation? You see, these devils, like it said in Psalms, they're going to try to bring forward their New World Order, but they're going to ultimately be destroyed, right? The Lord's going to shoot arrows at them. And what are those arrows that the Lord are going to shoot at them? Well, those are going to be the nuclear missiles. You see, it tells you in the Bible that the Lord has created the smith, that bloweth the coals, right? He basically has created all these scientists, the weapons makers, all the scientists, the meteorologists, all these people that were involved in making these weapons of death, right? Namely the nuclear weapons, right? The Oppenheimers and all these other physicists that were behind bringing these weapons to fruition. Right? They were given that information by the Lord. If you read Oppenheimer's biography, he'll tell you that he was basically given the ideas that he needed to bring forward the nuclear bombs. Okay, and he got all this information in dreams. Now, that being said, the Lord set this all up so that way these Edomites could create these ICBM missiles, which are ultimately a weapon of the Lord, right? He says he has opened up his armory for that great day. And again, those arrows, like I said again, that the Lord is going to shoot at these Edomites are the nukes, okay? And like it tells you here in Jeremiah that Babylon, which is the biblical name for America, right? Babylon the Great, it's going to be a desolation, meaning it's going to be a destroyed. Just like when you look at movies like I Am Legend or all those post-apocalyptic, movies that show like New York or some big American city all covered in weeds and just random wild, trees. That is all going to be a reality after all these events take place, right? And that's because what's happened is the Lord, he created Esau for a certain purpose, to be the whipping stick he needed against not only the Israelites, but also the rest of the world. But now that the chastening is done, now that the cultivating of the people upon the face of the earth is complete, the Lord no longer is in need of a hammer. Okay, the Lord has now accomplished his goal of bringing forward the righteous people of Zion, the Israelites, the 1/3 of Israel that are ultimately going to reseed and restart humanity and bring forward the rest of the 2/3 of Israel that didn't make it, that had to die and be reborn through the kingdom, right? And these Israelites, Zion is going to rule over the world and the other nations. But again, what's not going to be there are these Edomites in a form of power. They're going to be there in heaven, but they're going to be there as slaves. They're going to be there as servants to the Israelites, just like the other nations are going to be servants unto the Israelites. What's going to happen though, after 1,000 years, these other nations are going to be permitted to go back into their lands and run their nations accordingly to what we tell them how they're going to be able to run it. And those instructions are going to be based off of what's in the Bible, based off of the Lord's laws. And then the world in general is going to be in a state of perpetual bliss, okay? And after 1,000 years, the other nations are going to be allowed to go back into the nations, but the nation of Edom shall go extinct. Now, let's get this. This is Ephesians 5:11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So Esau is going to be able to bring forward his new world order. It's going to happen, okay? It's prophecy, right? He's going to bring it forward, and he's going to almost accomplish world domination, right? Meaning he's almost going to accomplish microchipping everybody in the world. But he's not going to get the elect. That's 144,000 plus the 1/3 of every Negro, Latino, Native American, and anybody whose father's lineage goes back to that bloodline, right? These devils are not going to be able to accomplish their agenda. And that's because the Lord has different plans, and those plans are to bring forward this righteous seed of Israel to rule over the world in a profitable manner, just as the Lord is going to rule over the world in a profitable manner. Now, that being said, these devils are going to do one hell of a job bringing forward these New World agenda or New World Order agenda, okay? And like the guy said in the second video, they no longer need you, okay? You are no longer needed in this New World Order. So all these Israelites out there, these Negro, Latino, Native Americans that are going along to get along, thinking that if they join Esau's team that they'll be able to, be part of this New World Order and, be part of the new paradigm shift. But you see, you are not part of Esau's plans, okay? Esau wants to eliminate you. And, all these people who join the Black Lives Matter or all the sellout coons of our people who have sold out and are like Van Jones and, that Latina lady on The View, all these people who are working for Esau and are basically, towing his narrative. See, all those people think that they're going to have a seat at the table with Esau, but they don't realize that once everything is done, right, and Esau has accomplished his goals, he's going to put them on the same chopping block that they helped to put us on, okay? And that's because these devils, they can't be trusted, okay? They are backstabbers, and they never keep their promises, right? Just ask the Native American Indians, which are the tribe of Gad, right? Ask them, how many treaties did these Edomites keep? The answer is none. I think there was like 270 plus treaties that the Edomites made with the Native American Indians, right? And they didn't keep one. And that is the spirit of these Edomites, because again, they are crooked in their spirit, and that causes them to be the way they are, right? They're ruthless, they're conniving, and they're cheats, okay? And this is because this is who they were manufactured to be. But again, now that the Lord is done with them, they're not going to be able to accomplish their vain imagination, right? The Lord no longer needs them, and hence he's going to get rid of them. And that being said, now the Lord is starting to wake up our people, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the true Israelites, and he's going to bring them forward. So because of that, he no longer needs the correction rod, right? The hammer to bring down judgment. So ultimately he's going to destroy these devils. This is Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So all this things going on, Akim, with the Schumann resonance of the earth vibrating at a higher rate, which makes us perceive the 24-hour day as 16 hours. All this is by God's will. You see, the Lord is speeding up time so that way these devils can't accomplish their goal. This is why that 2050 agenda got moved ahead to the 2030 agenda. Okay, and it's going to be a constant, change every year for the next 5 years. These devils are planning a complete change in the way societies ran. Every year is going to be totally different than the year previous to it. There's going to be so many changes, and this is the year when things are going to kick off, right? After we get through all this BS election drama that is going to obviously bring forward chaos, then you're going to start seeing a plethora of draconian laws come in, and these devils are going to start to come down on this truth, because again, they don't want to interrupt their grand plans to bring forward their new agenda. So ultimately, Akim, we just got to watch out. We got to make sure that we're looking for the Lord, obeying his laws, doing the best that we can to keep these commandments, so that way we can build that spiritual hedge around us. And then besides that, we also got to continue to dive into these lessons in the Bible. Listen to the Akim out there making videos that you may not normally listen to, right? You may learn something new that you haven't learned, okay? And by doing so, by learning little by little, here a little, there a little, gathering all this information from the apostles and the other Akim at Great Millstone and the other Akim that teach in like manner, what you're going to do is you're going to be building up that spiritual garment, right? That white robe that the elect are seen wearing by John the Revelator in the end days. And right, those spiritual garments is akin to your knowledge that you've gathered in this truth, right? The scriptures say it, that the elect are going to be gathering faith as a treasure in those days. Okay, and that's what we're doing by, listening to these lessons, learning, delving into history, honing our skills. See, all of this is for our advancement, Akim. So either way, hopefully this video was edifying. Until the next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem El Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash. Shalom.